This is Tom Duty, middle-aged American, living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search for my site. I'm following the trend of Freddie Gray tweeting to people who tweet in their own words. That's my first choice. And given that the Freddie Gray trend remains highly ranked after probably 5 hours, I don't think I'll have to compromise that. In other words, I prefer to tweet to people who have tweeted in their own words. People that appear to be people in their profile say something about themselves rather than the blank profile. That's my first choice. I don't think I'll have to go to my second choice, which is either quitting or choosing other tweets. I think there will be enough of my target tweets. Remarkably, Paula Brown has replied to me saying she was listening micless, so I thought she was there. As I as I terminated before dinner and drinking, I saw that her profile was highlighted on the Google Hangout. So, anyways, that's fun to know that I'm not completely alone in this thing. However, she did not have a mic, as I know she doesn't, and could not be heard. Uh, I was walking out of a nearby bar. I wish I remembered what the name was, and I overheard someone say, "A man speaking to a woman." It turned to be a casual, by chance conversation. They didn't seem to be a couple, both in appearance and by the content of what was exchanged. Did you see my tweet? Did you see my post like a month ago? So obviously, I'm a middle-aged man. I've got some time on my hands. My wife is working till 10. It's the holiday. She's in retail. And I got to figure out what to do with myself. So here I am at Hoboken Terminal. Uh, Hello, Tom Duty. Yeah, good. You? I don't know that you've asked me anything, but you can ask me anything you want. Sure. No. What do you mean by forward area? No. Is this a recorded message or are you live? Forgive me, it wasn't an interruption. Listen, it wasn't an interruption. I just wondered if it was a recorded message. Just repeat. One, two, three. Just say something to tell me that you're live and not recorded. You sound recorded. Just say I'm in Hoboken. Say Hoboken. Just tell me that you're live. You seem to have the time, and so do I. Now, is this your name? Are you Dragon Krexnick? That's a pseudonym. Okay. So you would claim that you have more courage than I. Am I correct?
No, you have to ask me nice.
I'm just I don't know how to do that.
Just think about that. What if this is as good as it gets?
This is the highest level I can imagine. You're a stranger. You're calling. You're engaging. You're not recorded. You're talking. I don't.
Absolutely.
You seem angry. I don't detect a lot of evidence of thinking, but I detect a lot of evidence of forceful force. Yeah, good point. It's clear you don't understand, but you got forceful expression. I like this. So no, I don't. I can't imagine a higher level. Uh, you probably understand. There's only two people on a conversation. You're screaming as if we're in a football stadium. Is there a reason for that? Do you think I can't hear you?
I don't know.
You got an interesting voice, almost like you could be in Hollywood. Like you got no, almost. I don't mean to say that you sound like Jack Nicholson, but the way Jack Nicholson would annotate, you could compete. No, 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 and I'm not kidding. I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. James Earl Jones. He's another great voice. You got a great voice.
Colonel Nathan Rogers, commanding officer, Marine Ground Forces, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. I'd appreciate if you address me as Colonel or Sir. I believe I've earned it.
Colonel or Sir? Okay, you can call me Maestro, Colonel. How's that?
Yes, absolutely.
So, Colonel, do you think Jeb Bush should be referred to as Governor Bush or should be called Jeb?
I don't know. You
What do you mean, you?
you have to ask me nice.
Colonel, do you think Jeb Bush should be referred to as Governor Bush or should he be called
I don't know.
Jeb? I know you said I don't know twice, but then you said you, and I didn't know what you meant. I thought you meant you like you wanted me to repeat it. You want my opinion?
Yes, yes, I do.
Oh, I just heard in the debate last night, Donald Trump manhandled Jeb Bush, and he called him Jeb. And there's a level of formality in debates where you would call him Governor Bush. I just wondered if you had an opinion. You wanted me to call you Colonel, which I'll call you Colonel. I'm happy to call you Colonel. And if it's a title that you've earned and it's not some theatrical thing, I'm even happier to call you Colonel.
That's right. No problem. I'll answer.
I'm ready.
You haven't gotten a blowjob, well, just letting the best of life pass you by. You haven't gotten a blowjob, superior officer, well, just letting the best of life pass you by.
Now you're talking. You want me to call you Colonel? Now you're talking about blowjobs.
You'll be back on your knees in no time.
Now you're calling me sweetheart, Colonel. What do you want from me?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. But you called me, so it's really more to you than it is to me.
Can I say something now? Are you waiting for me to say something?
I'm waiting for my wife to finish work, which is 90 minutes from now. So yeah, if you want to credit me for waiting for you to say something, yes, Colonel, I'm waiting.
I want to tell you something. Listen up, I really mean it. I run my unit how I run my unit. Might not be in the manner of speaking the American way. I don't want money, and I don't want medals. Well, I submit to you, whoever wrote that memo never faced the working end of a Soviet-made Cuban AK-47 assault rifle, surrendering our position in Cuba.
I mean a
Said
Kalashnikov.
the president of surrendering our position in Cuba can put people's lives in danger.
Colonel, may I ask you how old you are?
No.
Well, I just did, so you decline
You
answering.
gotta ask
I don't know. What's this nicely? Well, you're a colonel. Why do you have to be nice to a colonel? I thought you guys were warriors. All right. How old are you, Colonel?
You have no idea how to defend a nation.
I have no idea how to defend a nation. Okay. And your purpose in telling me that is what?
Now, are these really the questions that I was called here to answer? You want to investigate me, roll the dice, and take a chance.
Colonel, let me tell you something. Can I? If I say it nicely?
Absolutely.
All right. So I don't know how to defend a nation. You know that Chipotle is in the news right now for E. coli? Do you know I'm trained in school? I'm a trained food scientist and I've studied what has happened in the incompetencies of Chipotle, and I do think I am qualified to have prevented that E. coli outbreak. I mean that sincerely. However, I have no clue about defending a nation. So why don't you educate me? And if you want, I'll educate you about E. coli, but I don't think you care enough. I do care about defending a nation. So talk to me, Colonel.
I'm hungry. You ruined my whole day. I haven't eaten.
How?
I'm just trying to find the kitchen.
All right. Colonel,
Eggs over easy.
Colonel, is there any purpose? Is there any purpose?
Bacon, the fries.
Is there any purpose in this, Colonel? I appreciate your phone call, and you're entertaining. Do you want to be? Well, how?
Luxury of not knowing what I know.
I have the luxury of not knowing what you know. I would, I would say that I do not know what you know. This is true, and it is
Shut the
also.
hell up. Fucking people.
Are you an active?
Help me! Help
All right, Colonel, are you done?
me! You possibly fathom.
You have a greater responsibility than I could possibly fathom. Why don't you tell me a little bit about what that is?
I eat breakfast 300 yards from 4,000 Cubans who are trained to kill me, so don't think for 1 second that you can come down here and make me nervous. Do you get me, sweetheart?
Colonel, since we're talking about names, why do you keep calling me sweetheart? You want me to call you Colonel, but yet you call me sweetheart. I don't feel like your sweetheart. What are you, Colonel? You want me to believe that you're in on the island of Cuba? Am I correct?
Guantanamo Bay, Cuba.
Yeah, yeah.
That's right.
And you're not wearing an orange suit. Yeah. So what do you want me to know about Guantanamo Bay? You do know the old ballad from Jose Marti, right?
Right. Whoever wrote that memo never faced the working end of the Soviet-made Cuban
Yeah,
AK-47.
you've said that before. You've said that before. You want to say it again?
Yeah.
Okay, say it again.
Whoever wrote that memo never faced the
Whoever
working end of the
wrote
Soviet-made
that memo
Cuban
has
AK-47.
never faced the end of a Soviet AK assault, right? AK means Kalashnikov, right? Is that the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I'm not talking. I'm just listening, Colonel. What are you doing in Guantanamo Bay? Are you in active service?
Yeah.
Uh huh.
Superior officer. I run my unit how I run my unit.
Colonel, let me ask you something. If your voice was picked up in a recording, and I don't think it has been, what would your superior officer say about this conversation?
Extend me some fucking courtesy.
Extend you some fucking courtesy. I don't understand. You are speaking to who when you say that? You're asking.
USC William T. Santiago.
All right, Colonel, I'm wrapping this conversation up. It's been a pleasure. Do you have anything else to say?
Absolutely. Smith.
Aye, aye, sir.
Sweet dreams, son.
Igualmente. I believe I'm still alive. This is a fellow that called himself Colonel. I do have his call back, but he said it was a pseudonym. He claims he's in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Uh, my number is abundantly accessible on the internet, and how this guy got a hold of it could be in a million different ways. So exactly where or why, I won't guess. It's unimportant. And I can only guess his inspiration to call me was traceable to this Freddie Gray mistrial and what I'm doing in open mic. So the colonel had a few words to say. I've had this happen before, where someone has called me while I'm on a hangout, and hangout picks up the voice. However, hangout's not supposed to pick up the voice, and I know a little bit about where voice gets converted to digital in my system, and I have no reason to believe the voice on the incoming call would be picked up on hangouts. But it has before, and maybe it did with the colonel. And when I was complimenting this man on the quality of his voice, I wasn't joking. It would be good if his voice was captured on my hangout. I will know soon, like an hour from now. With that, I will continue. So while I was at dinner, I had a pitcher of Budweiser, which was a 32-ounce pitcher. Now, I haven't really had a pitcher since I was in college, like 3 decades ago. When I was in college, 32 ounces was not considered a pitcher, but it is now, and it cost me $5. And it was Bud Light, and it was bad. And then I had a shot of Fireball after it, so I'm a little bit drunk. And that was intentional, to be a little bit drunk. I'll listen to my recording later to decide if I think I was too drunk. So I'll go to notifications. Oh, I got added to. So here's some activity while I was on break. I got followed by, here's one person. And again, this person I didn't follow first. That's Edorta Orlando. Follows me, says nothing about himself. Now this person followed me. I followed him first. His name is Terrence, and he's a family and pro athlete, financial advisor, senior vice president, investments, certified financial planner, cigar connoisseur, and then he's got some Greek letters which would indicate he's I guess when you're in a fraternity, you're forever in a fraternity. He is, and he says that clearly. He is a life member of. I'm not gonna guess. I don't know Greek letters. I wasn't in the Greek system. I've been to Greece, but I don't know the Greek alphabet. My dad did. He could say it, and he did often. So, anyways, Edorta. Edorta would seem to be a woman, because the double R, Arrondando, would seem to be a name that traces to Spanish origins, and Edorta would be a woman. But there is no woman in the pictures here. So, gracias for following me, Edorta. Then this organization, which I will follow, they are following me. They are called SMH Solutions, and they've added me to a list. And I'll see if I can figure out why. Um, oh, look at that. It's a Freddie Gray list. Damn. Okay, and there are 43 members. Now, from my experience attempting to collect people on a list who are associated with a subject is is a wasted activity. I've never found it. It's a great idea. Maybe on this occasion it'll be good, but this is 40 some tweets. The most recent one is 7 seconds ago, and it's called Rated X. People change their focus, attention in a blink of an eye. Oh, here's another tweet, another 3 tweets. Oh, yeah, see the most three. So they've created this list. I added me, and it's called Freddie Gray. And the 3 tweets that just blinked right now, none of them are on the subject of Freddie Gray, and that's been my experience. After I'm done tonight, I probably won't tweet about Freddie Gray again, or at least not in any kind of series. Here's another tweet on the Freddie Gray list. We can stop in cases. Like, okay, this person has, so that'll be my first tweet. I will start with Logic Board. I will follow Logic Board. Now we are on the same list, and she says this is a woman. Logic Board doesn't indicate that it's a woman, but the picture indicates it's a woman. Nobody expects woman. I'm going to call her cultivating woman. It sounds kind of nice. Cultivating woman. Cultivating woman. Cases like Freddie Gray. And I think if I do, nope. My wish I could clear my throat. Okay, I added my Google link after a little bit of a delay because of my break and now my JPEG. And so, Logic Board, who is a woman in the picture, cultivating in places where nobody expects anything to grow. And her skin color is very light, although I don't know, I would think she's black. It's really hard to tell. And uh, anyways, her attention is on Freddie Gray as is mine. So the person who called me, who I am with his insistence calling him Colonel, he didn't have to insist. I'd call him anything he wants me to call. I'd call him President if he wanted me to call him President. 13 more tweets on this list. There's only 43 members. Oh, and my tweet is one of them. Okay, so this woman, here we go. This is a good one. So this is she's reports in her profile to be working for CNN. I'll call her Media Pro Woman. And So here we go. Media pro woman. And I'm just going to type just exactly what she says. I'm going to skip the capitals. Calm as in dead, like, and I'll put Freddie Gray. So the colonel who called me is allegedly in Guantanamo Bay. And it was a nice act, or he's sincerely angry. And, you know, if I were in a Guantanamo Bay, I'd probably be angry too. All right, I'm breaking out of this list. My first three tweets came from the list that I was added to. And since then, I've got another notification. Yeah, someone liked in the tweet that I just sent, cultivating woman, cases like Freddie Gray. All right, so Jimmy is black, wears kind of like a back in the day afro, which I'm thrilled that they're coming back into fashion because I think they're cool. If I were black, if I had hair of African descent, I would wear my hair like Timmy Jams. So let me tweet to Timmy. This first one's a pinned tweet. I always try to skip those. Here we go. And let's find out what he is. He is. Says nothing. It does say this is a piece because I'm on his full profile. This is a piece I got because I'm on his full profile that I wouldn't have gotten otherwise. So I call him worldwide man. Um, and then I'm gonna call, and then I'm gonna say liked my tweet, and I'm gonna put my Google link. I'm gonna say grazie, and get my media. So now I move on to the. So now I've exhausted this list that I was on. I haven't exhausted, but the list was in some different color. So I've decided not to continue on that list. Only it, even though it was kind of nice because I'm on that list. These people are tweeting from that list, so that's kind of cool. But now I got another notification. So oh, I shouldn't have done that. Timmy is a new follower. That's cool. I followed him. He's now followed me. But that click to verify what happened in my notifications was not necessary. So now I begin the process of, and I've got about 40 more minutes. There's Right Wing Raven, who I tweeted to before. I've mentioned that I rarely see the same tweeter. And here's Catherine. Oh, because I followed these people. That is a false report. Freddie Gray is now trumped by The Apprentice, Star Wars, and Survivors. So a movie, a TV show, and a TV show. Just typical TV shows are hot on trends. So I'm at Hoboken Terminal. Had a piece of pizza, a 32-ounce pitcher of beer, and a smallest shot I think I've ever had. So a small pitcher of beer and a small shot. And I'm not as drunk as I wished I had gotten, which is a rare. I think people rarely say that. Almost everyone gets drunker than they intended to. underdrank. Okay, this is a good one. Definitely the person's own words, and he also insults himself, which is so common and so hard for me to understand. So I will call him a fool, idiot, idiot man. And I'm just going to say the Spanish question mark, why? Oops, something went wrong. Why? Hype over. So this person, Austin R., tweeted 1 minute ago. He says, why all the hype over Freddie Gray? I need to add my Google link and then um, my JPEG and tweet. Okay. And 23 more results. So this is still hot. Still hot. All right, 5 new results. Okay, 9 new tweets. One new tweet. All right. Yeah, so this guy is Ricky Swift. He wants us to follow him on MySpace. He's the only one still active on MySpace. And he probably won't get many followers, especially since he doesn't tell you how to follow him. All right, Mr. Swift. Let's see what I can say about you. Follow me on MySpace. Man, I just love that. He's a yesterday guy. Follow me on MySpace, man. And I'm just going to say drug dealing faggot. You know, this guy's old, and Freddie Gray was a young black man in his prime and probably heterosexual. So the choice of the word faggot is probably misplaced. Drug dealing faggot. It's just. So, anyways, Ricky Swift appears to be. I know profiles that are immediately, bogus, and Swift doesn't seem to be. But I could be wrong. Maybe. I don't know. Ricky Swift, ciao. There you go. You and your insulting words about Freddie Gray. F you. Uh, so now I'm looking for Another tweet. Okay, here's someone that's taken some time to, it could be his or his own art. You rainforest people are such hypocrites. Why don't you want to save all trees? Isn't this interesting? Okay, if this is the person's own art, all lives matter, not Black Lives Matter. So, Dennis, here to brighten the day and show you. So I got enough there. Dennis is brighten the bright. What is he? Brighten the day. There he is. Brighten your day, man. Brighten your day, man. All lives matter. And I'm gonna put Freddie Gray and my Google link. Add my JPEG. And now I got Timmy Z. He was a man of African descent with a cool afro, the retro afro. And I'm going to tweet. So, see, this is the kind of interaction I knew I would get if I could do this long enough. And it turns out, by a significant amount of time, these people are getting off a ferry from New York City and headed to one of three different trains, most likely New Jersey Transit. And this is 9:40 in Hoboken. And this is typical of New York commutes. They're late. Probably not as late as Tokyo. I was in Tokyo once, and midnight, and the train's full of people who were coming home from work. Okay, that boat didn't have many people. Okay, here's Jimmy. He liked my tweet. And that's great. I've already followed him. I've already reply tweeted to him, so there's not much more I can do, but I'm still happy. I'd like to hear Jimmy's voice appear on this. He could follow the Colonel. I do hope the Colonel's voice was caught on my Google Hangout. No, I have no. I have experience that says it will be, but technically it should not be. Okay, now I'm scanning for a new tweet. Uh, and it's a newsroom. Here's Robert Rodriguez. What is he tweeted 31 seconds ago? He's a mechanic, former biker, and current pain in the ass. Just ask dispatch. Yeah, and he's photographed with a gun. Let's see. And here I thought a hung jury meant they were all men. Okay, so he calls himself pain in the ass man. So I will too. Hung, hung Jury. Hung jury? I don't get his I don't get his point here. He seems to think I think he's trying to be funny. He's saying a hung jury thought they were all men. Um, and maybe it's like George Carlin hilarious, but I missed the joke. Freddie Gray, and I add the Google link, and now my JPEG. And so what I was saying after dinner, my pizza and my pitcher of beer and my shot of Fireball, what I was saying is I come out of the bar and there's a man saying to a woman, "Did you see my post about a month ago?" Austin is. Oh, this is cool. Fool, idiot, man. Yeah, he wants to know what is this then? Okay, Jimmy has followed me. I already knew that, but I got a new follower. Pure Wall something. Pure Wall Khan. So Austin, fool, idiot, man. What's this then? I can do exactly that. Easy. And I would change and not call him a fool idiot man. Fool idiot man. What's this then? I'm going to add the Freddie Gray. Oops. Oops. Freddie Gray. I'm going to add my Hangout link. And I'm going to add my JPEG. And I'm going to tweet. Now, I basically just, he says, "What's this then?" I mean, that's not really a question that allows me to answer it. So, in the event he's listening, Austin R, which is Wildcard Jesus, Wildcard Arroba, Wildcard Jesus, Austin R. What is this? What's this then? He puts a S on the end of what, so that would be what is this then? Imprecise question, I'll give an imprecise answer. It is Google Hangouts. It is a middle-aged man burning time. It's the holiday season. My wife works retail, and I have nothing better to do. Before dinner, I did about 40 minutes of this where I followed the tweet of Freddie Gray doing exactly what I'm doing now, plus or minus. Then I went to get some money, and then I went to a bar. I had a pitcher of beer, which was a total 32 ounces, and a shot of Fireball, and watched some hockey. I watched the Boston Bruins score in the first period to put them up 1-0 with the um, Pittsburgh Penguins. I might have that reverse. Shit, Pittsburgh might have had the goal, and I did kind of care. I knew at the time, but I've forgotten. So, anyways, it was hockey, NHL hockey, and now I've returned, and I had a chat with a man who wanted to be called Colonel, whose Google ID on my dial was he claimed a pseudonym, and and then I resumed what I was doing before dinner. I got some backlogged activity while I was at dinner, and I got a fellow named Freddie who has replied and then followed me, which is kind of cool. And Austin R, you are now asking me, what is this then? So that's my best answer at the moment. Uh, I will return to there he is, Freddie Gray. So Freddie Gray is now trumped by Royce for Spirit, uh, The Apprentice and Star Wars, which is, and then there's something called Survival Finale. So Survival has now trumped Freddie Gray. TV shows are big on this. They trend briefly and then they vanish. During the time of the show. Um, so obviously, I'm still following Freddie Gray. Okay. So this is a person with a boycott sign. Um, she appears to be white, carrying a sign saying "End White Supremacy." She's next to a black woman carrying a sign I cannot read. The text with that picture says a black man avoids conviction. In response, protesters hold sign "End White Supremacy." Ironic racism, Freddie Gray. Okay, so oh, this guy. Oh, look at this. He's got the Texas flag as his backdrop, and this man is Joe Pritch. Joe tweeted 1 minute ago, and he is trigger warning. I don't check my privilege. Please don't check. Please don't click the dinky donker. So I will call him trigger warning man. He seems like he could be capable of responding. Trigger warning man. I'm going to do a little, he's got a lot of text here, so I'm going to do, so I'm going to say que pasa, pasa, uh, black jury fails to convict cop. I don't know if the cop is white or black, but it was one cop on trial. Black jury fails to convict cop. And then I'll do the question again. Racism. Racism. And then I gotta add the Freddie Gray. Here we go, Freddie Gray, and my Google link. And I'll get my JPEG. There it is. I had one character to spare. So, anyways, my point about the man who was outside the bar saying, "Did you see my post a month ago?" That's not the way social networking works. Nobody remembers your post a month ago. And I bet by by pressing this woman to recall it, she felt like he was dumb or she was dumb. And yeah, so now we're getting some news reports of protests in Baltimore. Oh, here's a picture. KKK. Looks like vintage KKK. It's a black and white photo. Freddie Gray, yes, I agree. So this is from Matthew Watson. The micro picture says he's black, but I can't be sure till I click. Freddie Gray, yes, I agree. Anyone who had prior drug convictions should be killed by police. Obviously, there it is not sincere. So let's go with Freddie. I don't usually open the picture, but I really want to see if this man is black. This man is black, and he's Oklahoma, Lawtown, Oklahoma. Law town. Okay. Jesus, man. And I'm just going to kill druggies. Freddie Gray. Oh, oh, oh. I added the Freddie Gray, so now I add the Google link. Now it's 9:50. Oh, I hope I haven't been in Lodi, New Jersey this whole thing. Change that to Hoboken. Here's my location was wrong. All my after dinner tweets. I know I was right before dinner. Add my JPEG and tweet. Yeah, thank you, Matthew Watson. He's a muscular man. He's got a undershirt on. He looks like in his private space, maybe a bedroom. I'm not going to list all the feedback. I continue to get a lot of feedback, but it's not all making sense to me. It's some left over from before dinner. So Freddie Gray, live. And the first image is I can read from here, and it says protesters be like mistrial, just in time for Christmas. Let's see if I can use this one. First one that showed up. God, family, country, woman. Oh no, father. Yeah, man. Okay. Anyways, this one tweeted 24 seconds ago. It is JXRXS, and he has done some clever things with capitalization to make it look different than what I just read. Uh, so he is conservative man, conservative man. I misspelled conservative. I will fix that. Conservative man. Uh, I'm going to type this as Baltimore mistrial. Uh, just in time for Xmas. And now the Freddie Gray. Now, what this person has done, this conservative, who has not his own picture as his profile, he's got a picture of a founding father. Oh, oh, oh. Location is okay. I don't need to fix that. And I get my JPEG and I click tweet. What he's saying, this conservative, he put a picture that he claims is CNN, and it's not credible. But he's saying that black people in Baltimore are celebrating the mistrial because they can loot. If only it was this hard to convict a regular Joe. Okay, this looks good. Okay, this guy. Okay, he tweeted 52 seconds ago, and he's JNC 3000. Like people, keep it real, man. I'm going to change his words, but I'm trying to capture his meaning, shorten it a bit. Convict cop. I'm going to say, why so hard? Freddie Gray. Now, this guy would have been a great one to check his full profile rather than the Twitter abbreviated profile. Um, but I'm lazy. I'm not lazy. It's just clicking. It takes time to refresh. Blah blah blah. Okay. 26 more tweets. Freddie Gray remains hot. It's dropped on the trending list a little bit, but it's still very active. So now back to the drill of here's someone named Joe Smith. Let's see if Joe Smith says anything about himself. Joe Smith says nothing about himself. I think if you were going to choose a pseudonym, you'd choose something other than Joe Smith. How about Rami Ramaswamy or Basim Bala? Someone who has the French flag. Okay, I can work with this profile if he says something. No, he says nothing. Here's a video of demand his release. Can't do anything with that. They lose, they steal most likely. Their intention all along. Shame. What about owners' rights? RMO is saying something and it's provocative, but yeah, Christian proud Navy course. Okay, maybe I can work with this. This is what I remember from Ferguson. Yeah, this one is trying to leverage the insult of he's a Christian proud Navy. It's not clear that it's a man, but he likes Trump. Uh, no, he is a man. So Christian Navy man. This works. So RMO tweeted 3 minutes ago, and I'm gonna say Christian Navy man. Uh, this is a bold insult. I'm gonna do the Freddie Gray thing first, and I'm just gonna say they steal. Bastard. He's turning urban violence into a celebration of looting. Okay. Ciao. And another notification. This is interesting. I gotta, but damn it, no. Uh, I'm gonna go to the full profile to see if I can figure out what this person is. There's no text that tells me. Uh, okay, looks like a woman. Uh, From her picture, I could call her fitness woman. How about that? And it doesn't say where she is. I go back to my notification. I don't know what she's saying. FITNESS woman. Uh, better do not riot. Better do not riot. Freddie Gray. Google link. My JPEG and tweet. So now I have no backlogged interaction. And I know what people do on Twitter. I see what they do and I see what I do. And I'm in the top 10% of people that are able to solicit interaction. So now I got another one. I was caught up. Another one that says nothing about herself. It is clearly a woman. The little micro picture has mostly breasts. It is not nudity. It's not pornography. It's a, strap. It's a workout bra with a surgical enhanced breast, barely held by the fabric. So what did she like? Uh, Anyways, I can call her fitness woman also. Go back to see what she did. Oh, she didn't put in a space. It's the mistrial. The mistrial. Okay. FITNESS woman. And I'm just gonna say Baltimore, too few police. And I'm gonna say Freddie. And I'm gonna do my Google link and the my JPEG and ciao. And what do you know? That would have caught me up on my notifications, but yet I got another one. Oh my gosh, the Christian Navy man liked my tweet, you know? And I didn't really want him to like it. It's not my purpose to bias them. It is my purpose to try to tweet what they tweet. So even though I don't like the content of it, I managed to reflect RMO in a way that he liked it, or at least clicked like. All right, it's 10 o'clock. My wife should be finishing at Bloomingdale's very soon. Uh, let's see where Freddie Gray is now. Freddie Gray has dropped again. Only one Abby, The Apprentice, Royce for Spirit, Star Wars Survivor finale. So it is dropped in the list, but that doesn't mean it's less frequent. That just means others have become more popular. Oh, Sean Hannity. This is cool. This guy is, yeah, he's Sean Hannity. He's famous. He's a Fox guy. I know who he is. I can, even though his profile doesn't say it, I can say he's a media pro man. I think he is a dick rider. Okay, I don't know though. Media pro man. And I'm going to say for one of the cops charged in the death of Freddie Gray. I'm just going to say Baltimore mistrial. And I'm going to say Freddie Gray. I'm going to add the link and add my JPEG. And there it goes. 16 new results. See, so it's like 8th on the list now. Yeah, here's surveillance video. Hannity exclusive. Got surveillance video. Uh, protesters looting businesses. Yeah, here's a provocative tweet. He's a director of justice, so I can call him legal. Oh, shoot. I don't know if it's a man or a woman. I think it's a man. He's got Martin Luther King in his profile. If it's not a man, it gives me good reason to be wrong. Legal, pro man. So I'm just going to say white people don't tell black people how to feel. And I put my Google link and legal pro man. White people don't tell black people. Put the Freddie Gray and it said how to feel. Added the JPEG tweet, and it's 8 minutes after. You want money? Like how much? Can I give you change? Can I give you 50 cents? Here, I'll give you $1. Okay, it's 10:08, and I'm done. I'm done. This has been great. Yeah, I am done. Okay. All right, that was a tweet from my ping from my wife, and so it's time for me to go to. And let me finish, close that, I close that, I close that, I close that, minimize this, maximize that. This has been Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search for my site. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, good evening, or restful night's sleep. Ciao. A special thanks to the Colonel in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Ciao.